Last week, you put out a press release saying, "We're still standing." You made a reference to a Mark Twain quote that said, "Reports of your demise were greatly exaggerated." 3 months from now, is Moviepass still going to be operating?
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely here. I'm not here to like embarrass myself and say yes, but we have built an amazing group of people who every single day are working hard to make sure that not only does this exist, but that we really fulfill our mission, and that's create a way for independent filmmakers to get their film seen on the big screen.
One final point on this, and we'll move on, but what are the chances that you're not able to do this? I mean, you have made a number of changes just in the past couple of weeks.
Lots of changes.
Lots of changes. What are the chances that Moviepass can't stay afloat if you had to put a percentage to it?
Boy, I just don't think that way. People could, call me naive, but you can't run a startup with all its challenges. And especially you can't be a leader if you have any doubts that you're not going to make it. Yes, there's lots of things that scare me, and lots of things that I'm always concerned about. But you can't think that way. You just have to, work as hard as you can and solve problems. I'm of the belief that almost any idea can be turned into a business if you just execute properly and have enough resources to have the time to refine your model. And that was our big challenge, is that we grew so fast and required so much capital, and we're in a public company environment that we weren't given enough time to do what other companies like us do. You remember, it took Netflix 38 months to get to 1 million subscribers. It took us 4. And so that created a lot more need for cash while we hadn't really refined the business model. We were kind of doing that while we grew.
In April, an auditor raised substantial doubts about your ability to stay in business. And when we spoke last time, you said that this auditor did not really understand the subscription business. And you said that you would not only be in business, but you'd be profitable in 2019. Mm-hmm. Do you still feel that way? Will you be in existence next year, and will you be profitable next year?
I think it's even more likely now because of this new business model. And it's because, like I said, the 15% of our subscribers were using not half, but almost half of our cost of goods. So this makes it a lot easier. We will be in business, and I can't think any other way. Every day I'm trying to figure out how to make sure that auditor was wrong. And by the way, I remember going home after I had met Mark Randolph and talked about the idea of mailing DVDs to people's homes. I was so excited, and I told my family about this idea, and they said, "Dad, that's the stupidest idea I've ever heard." And it's those kinds of motivations to prove people wrong that oftentimes can get you through some of these tough days.
This is from your Netflix days,
yeah.
Your early days of Netflix when you experienced this. So do you feel that similar motivation now? I mean, when you're talking to your closest employees, I mean, are you kind of feeding off this negativity? I mean, is there kind of this feeling that everybody's getting it wrong? We will outlast them and be okay?
Absolutely. It is the team is completely motivated to prove the naysayers wrong. And yes, of course, there's a chance we're going to fail. I think there's a Teddy Roosevelt quote and I wish I remembered it, but if you're going to fail really big, trying to do really big things. And I know that's not the right quote, but that's the sense of it. So everybody feels like we're on a mission. It's doable. It's really just a matter of getting it right and not letting, all these other folks trying to bring us down.